Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing January favorites. Cause yes, it's already February, in case you haven't noticed. Well, I don't have a ton of things this month, only because January is not usually a big, try out month for me, because December you get a bunch of stuff and then you try things in December and then it's like the beginning of January and then you film your December favorites and those are all the things that you mention, and then come January you're like, I have nothing. I didn't want to just like tell you things that I wasn't actually really loving, so I just have a limited number of things, but they're all really, really good. Okay, so the first thing is actually not from the month of January, it's from before that, but it was just brought back to my attention because my boyfriend read it, and it is Rob Lowe's book, Stories I Only Tell My Friends. If you follow me on Snapchat, I was talking about this a lot a couple of months ago, and I made my boyfriend read it and we both were obsessed with it. He read it in literally 2 days, and it's not a short book, it's like 300 pages, and it's just so fascinating. I had really no interest in Rob Lowe before this book, but I really love autobiographies, and it had amazing reviews on Amazon, so I just got it and I literally could not put it down. It is so fascinating. He writes so well, so many amazing like behind the scenes stories, and all the way from like the beginning of his childhood until right about before Parks and Recs. Really, really good. If you want a really entertaining but like not dumbed down like read, this is like the perfect book, especially if you like autobiographies. Again, it's Stories I Only Tell My Friends. He has another one that he wrote as a sequel to this that I've heard is not as good, but I probably will still read, but this one is the one that's like amazing New York Times bestseller, so pick that up. My next favorite thing is something that I'm pretty sure I've talked about on my channel like a year or so ago, that I literally put to the wayside for like a whole year and then started picking it up again, and it is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder Foundation. This is pretty much Sephora's dupe for the Max Mineralized Skin Finish at Sephora. I actually like this a lot better than that, and it's just the most beautiful, beautiful powder. I wear the shade Porcelain and Light. I'm somewhere in the middle, so I have to use both powders, but this shade is Porcelain. It's just stunning. If you are familiar with the mineralized skin finishes and you want something a little bit cheaper and honestly a little bit better, try this. This has just become back in my life for like the finishing touch over foundation. If I feel like it's a little too dewy looking, this is just the perfect thing, because it doesn't make you too matte. It still gives you that like skin-like finish, but with a powder, and it gives you a little bit of extra coverage. And you can wear this by itself and it can be built up to full coverage as its own foundation. Highly recommend it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous powder. My next two favorites are skincare related. The first one has been my day cream for the last month. It is the Tula Hydrating Day and Night Cream with probiotic technology. I really like that this cream can be used day and night. It's not too heavy. It can like sink into your skin, so you can put makeup on over it, but it is thick enough to be your night cream. But I just use it for the day because I have my own night cream I've been using that I will tell you about in a minute. You can see it's got a nice texture to it. Doesn't really have any sort of like major offensive smell or anything, just a light, fresh scent, and the probiotics are supposed to be really, really good for your skin. And it's supposed to be age-defying, hydration, antioxidants, all that stuff that is perfect for just your general moisturizer during the day and night. And I just really like, I have a lot of Tula's products actually, and I really like all of them, but this one has been like the one that I go to like on the daily basis. Make sense? And for my night cream, I've been absolutely obsessed with the Derma E Hydrating Night Cream. So many night creams nowadays are like anti-wrinkle, this, that, and the other thing, retinol, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I get it, we're all trying to like keep ourselves from aging, but sometimes you just need a thick night cream, like old school style, that's going to keep you hydrated, and like for those days where you just feel like your skin is crackling, especially in this winter weather where it's windy and super cold. My skin feels parched, and I just like slather this on my face and it stays thick. I feel like I put so much on every time, but I still have like way more than half of the jar. It's literally just a moisturizer. It's just, this is gonna hydrate your skin. Plus, they're from Simi Valley, California, which is like a block away from my house, where I grew up. So I also have respect for that. So that again is the Derma E Hydrating Night Cream. Really, really nice. My next favorite is a brush. This is a brush I've had for a very, very long time. It is the Morphe M, I wanna say it's either this no, M500. I use this now for blush. I was using this as like a soft highlight, even though it's like really big. The pointed tip makes it so like you can still do your highlight. Then I was trying to use it for bronzer, but it was too pointy, and then I was like, ugh, and I just kind of put it to the side. And recently I started using it for blush because I've acquired some like darker blushes lately that I wanted to try. Sorry if the angle's different, my camera literally just died. But yeah, I got some really deep pigmented blushes, and I was like, I need like a really soft brush, because a typical blush brush usually will be a little too dense for something like that, at least on my skin, because whatever you put on my freaking fair face is gonna show up. It's not dense at all, so it doesn't pick up too much or deliver too much product in a concentrated manner, and because it's tapered, it's like even better. So wherever I put it is kind of exactly where it goes, but in a really soft airbrushed look. So I feel like this is a great blush brush. Again, you can use it for whatever you want. It's so pointed, you can even do contour, and then it kind of like self blends. I'm not endorsing it for that because I haven't tried that, but again, it's the Morphe M500, a really, really great brush that I'm so happy I figured out what I want to use it for. Makes sense? We have a lot of brushes like that where it's like, what am I going to use this for? I know I want it, but I don't know for what. Next favorite, just launched. I got this earlier in the month though as PR, and it is the Professional Matte Rescue. This is starting to become talked about a lot more in the beauty world. I've been trying it for like a full month now, and I really, really love it. It's like a blue gel that you're supposed to put on before like whatever other primers you want. Ideally, they suggest like, you know, the Professional. It's this blue gel, as you can see, very like watery consistency, you know, gel-like consistency, and it just blends into nothingness. I put this on after, like, it's my first step. Basically, I do moisturizer, whatever. I blend this in. I only put it on my T-zone and my cheeks because that's where I tend to get a little bit oily, but I'm combination mostly dry except for that area. So this kind of a product is perfect because I just put it there, and then I can still put like a Professional pore minimizing primer on top, anything else on top, and it is perfect. Or I'll do like a luminizing primer all the way here. And some people are like, well, what's the difference between this and a mattifying primer? And like, I feel you, but this is like heavy duty. So if you are oily AF, get this, because it is amazing. It really just is that barrier from the oil to like whatever else you want to put on top. And I find it paired with the Professional is like amazing. It does keep my makeup looking more fresh and like just done face longer than if I didn't use it and used a mattifying primer. Does that make sense? It's just really, really great, and I really recommend it. And I'm pretty sure it's out now, so pick that up. My last favorite is like a 2-for-1. It's this mug that my boyfriend got me for Christmas, and I'm not gonna tell you what it says. I'm just gonna show you, and then you can infer from there. Is that not the funniest, cutest thing ever? I was like, I want a big mug for Christmas, and he's like, got you covered, boo. Obsessed with this mug. But the reason why I'm bringing this mug up to you is because for the last few weeks of December, I started doing the Bulletproof Diet, and the main, you know, component of that is bulletproof coffee. And it's basically like a buttered coffee with coconut oil, and you blend it all up and you drink that in the morning, and then you eat like a relatively like paleo, low carb, low sugar diet in the evenings. And ever since I've been doing that, I've been losing crazy amounts of weight in a crazy fast way. When I got home from Miami after doing a Red Bull promo job, like none of my clothes fit. Like I couldn't put my jean shorts on, I couldn't put my jeans for work on, and they were like my fat jeans, and I was like having like back fat like spilling over the sides. And I'm 2 weeks into it now, and I can take my jeans off without unbuttoning them now. Like if that doesn't say something. Like at first I thought it was just water weight, but I mean, if I can do that, that's not water weight. You know what I mean, you guys? And my boyfriend is like so like shocked about my results that he's gonna do it too, and he is like so anti-diet. But he's like, I'm doing it because this thing works. This is crazy. And the thing is, I already eat a low carb low sugar lifestyle anyway, so like the routine was like really easy for me to adjust to. It was just making the coffee. If you want to find out more, you can go to the Bulletproof Executive website. Again, I don't know if people think this might be sponsored, but it's definitely not sponsored. This is just my own opinion. For those of you who are trying to lose weight, my personal belief is in a high fat, low carb, low sugar lifestyle. I used to be much bigger. I used to be about 70 pounds heavier than I am now, and there's nothing wrong, you know, like, I'm not advocating for like, you have to be skinny, but I just know that I'm an actress. I was trying to fit a certain type, so I just feel better at this weight than I did then, obviously, and I'm more healthy, etc. Please don't like misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to try and lose weight. I'm just telling you, if you are trying to lose weight, this is something that's worked for me, and I do believe it is lifestyle changing. I feel like fat is healthy for your body. They've been doing studies on brains, and they tell people who get seizures to have high fat diets and go on these types of diets because it's better for their brain, and then they stop having seizures. And I read about this right before I started this diet, even though I was already kind of eating this way anyway. It's so funny because the next day I was waiting on somebody at the restaurant, and they were like, hey, I have to have high fat and I can't have carbs, so like, what can I have? And I was like, oh, are you doing this diet? He's like, well, actually, I'm on it for medical reasons because I have seizures, and I've been on it for 2 years and I haven't had a seizure. So there is like proof of this being good for you. So for people who are anti-fat and anti-this, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but this is just what I believe. Please, no negativity in the comments. This is just something that has really, honest to God, been my favorite, so I thought I would include it here, and I didn't want to give it its own video because I don't want to get any negative attention, to be honest. Please, I want to keep my channel a happy, supportive place. And yeah, so if you want to find out more about it, you go to that website. And if you want to find out or have any questions about this kind of lifestyle, you feel free to ask me in the comments, and I will always be 100% honest. You know, I'm always like that on my channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're wondering what I just did, I just flung my sock over here and put it back. Why? I don't know. Let's move on. So that does it for my favorites, short and sweet, right? Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, if you like me, check out some of my other videos, and then subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what your favorites are. I love hearing from you guys, and so I can try and find stuff for myself, because Lord knows I need more makeup. My February favorites are going to be crazy because I've been trying so much stuff out. So keep an eye out for those next month, and have a happy February. Love you guys. Bye.